Number 1. The Chihuahua. You are born the size of a fist, which is approximately the size of the hand that will hold you for the next 15 years. Your litter is small. You are the smallest in it. This is saying something. Your bones are thin enough that a single misstep off a couch can snap a leg, and the couch is only 18 inches off the ground, and you will misjudge that distance at least twice before you learn to wait for someone to carry you down. Your ears are enormous relative to your skull. You hear everything. The refrigerator hum, the upstairs neighbor, the specific frequency of anxiety that lives in small apartments. You weigh 4 pounds and you are aware of every threat in a 2-block radius at all times. People find this funny. You do not find this funny. You were bred in a place that no longer exists in the way it existed then, carried north across a border by people who thought you were a curiosity. And now you live in a purse in Los Angeles and someone has put a sweater on you that says boss. Your teeth are crowded in your jaw because your jaw is too small for the number of teeth you were given. You will need 3 dental surgeries in your lifetime. You will outlive every large dog you have ever met. At 17, your kidneys slow, you are on a heated blanket. The hand that has held you for 15 years is holding you again. You go quietly, which surprises no one who knew you because you were never actually loud. You were just paying attention. Number 2. The Golden Retriever. You arrive in a pile of 7, all of you the color of pale butter, and within 4 minutes you have found the warmest spot in the pile, and someone has already taken it. This is fine. Everything is fine. Everything will always be fine. This is not a coping mechanism. This is just how your brain is built. The world is a series of good things arriving in sequence. Milk, then warmth, then a hand, then a ball, then a child who falls asleep on your back at age 4. And you do not move for 2 hours because moving would wake him, and that is not acceptable. You retrieve things. This is your purpose and your pleasure, and they happen to be the same, which is a luck not every creature gets. You retrieve the ball. You retrieve the newspaper. You retrieve a single sock and carry it to the door when someone comes home. Not because you were asked, but because arriving empty-mouthed feels wrong. Your coat needs brushing twice a week and gets it once. Your hips start going at 9. You slow down in the way big soft things slow down. Gradually. Then all at once, the joy's still there, but the body no longer keeping up with it. At 11, you are lying in a patch of sun on the kitchen floor. The child who slept on your back is 17 now and sitting next to you on the tile, which is not comfortable for him, but he stays anyway. You have retrieved your last thing. You leave the way you lived, without complaint, surrounded, warm. Number 3. The French Bulldog. You cannot breathe correctly. This is not a metaphor. Your skull was bred flat, and your soft palate is too long for the space it occupies, and your nostrils are too narrow for the volume of air your body needs, and you snore like a middle-aged man, and you overheat in weather that a Labrador would call mild. You are also one of the most popular dogs in the world, which says something about what humans find appealing in a face. You were made from bulldogs and terriers, shrunk down, softened, sent to Paris, and adopted by people in small apartments who wanted a dog that didn't need a yard. You don't need a yard. You need a short walk, a cool room, and someone to sit next to. That's the whole list. Your spine is a problem. Your eyes are a problem. They sit too far forward in the skull and can, in extreme cases, be knocked partially out of the socket. And you would prefer not to think about this, but it is a fact of your anatomy. You have 1 surgery at 2 for the soft palate. You have another at 5 for a spinal disc. You are expensive to maintain and you are worth it to the people who love you, which they do, completely, because you are funny and warm and you press your flat face against their leg and breathe loudly, and that is enough. You make it to 9. Your heart gives out. You were never built for endurance. You were built for company, and you provided it, and that was the whole point. Number 4. The German Shepherd. You know what you're for before anyone tells you. It's in the way you watch a room. Cataloging exits, tracking movement, filing everything. You are 8 weeks old and already serious. Your handler notices this. Your handler is also serious, and this is the beginning of something that works. You are trained for 2 years. You learn to find things by smell, drugs, people, the specific chemical signature of fear, and to hold a position until released, and to release when commanded, and to make the distinction between a threat and a not threat in approximately 1 second in low light. You work. This is not a complaint. Your body was made for this. The deep chest, the angled hindquarters, the nose that can separate individual scents out of a complex environment, the way a person might pick a single voice out of a crowd. At 7, your hips begin the slow betrayal that takes most shepherds eventually. You are retired. You go home with your handler, who has a couch now, and you lie on it. And the transition from working dog to house dog takes about a week because you are adaptable and because the handler is still there, and the handler is the point, not the work. You make it to 12. Your hips have been bad for 2 years. Your handler sits on the floor with you at the end, which is where you always preferred him anyway. Number 5. The Labrador Retriever. Everything the Golden Retriever is, you are also, but louder and with more interest in garbage. You are the most popular dog in several countries simultaneously, which means you are everywhere. in families, in guide harnesses, in search and rescue vests, in the back of pickup trucks, in the laps of people who did not intend to have a 70-pound dog in their lap. You eat things that are not food, not occasionally, systematically. A sock, a television remote, $17 in loose change over the course of a Tuesday. Your stomach is a second brain, and it has worse judgment than the first one. You are also among the most trainable animals humans have produced, which is why you are simultaneously the family pet and the working dog and the therapy animal and the guide dog. You are doing all of these jobs at once across different versions of yourself, and you are doing all of them well. Your joints are the issue. Your weight is the issue. You will eat until you are stopped, and sometimes past that. At 10, your knees are going. At 12, you are gray around the muzzle and sleeping more than you're awake. The family you've had since puppyhood has 2 more kids now than it did when you arrived. They are all on the floor with you. There is not enough floor for all of them and you, but everyone fits anyway. Number 6, the Poodle. You are smarter than most of the dogs in this list. And this is not an opinion, it is a measurable fact about problem solving, memory, and the speed at which you learn new tasks. You were bred to retrieve waterfowl. The haircut that everyone associates with you was functional. The pom-poms left over joints and organs to protect them in cold water, while the rest of the coat was clipped to reduce drag. Nobody retrieving waterfowl gave you that haircut in the last 50 years. You are now at a dog show with a topiary situation on your head that took 4 hours and a specific comb and a decision made entirely by someone else. You do not mind the grooming, you mind being bored. Boredom is the one thing your brain does not handle well. You were built to work, to learn, to solve, and a poodle left without stimulation will find stimulation, and it will not be the kind anyone wanted. You learn tricks in a single session that take other dogs a week. You remember people you haven't seen in years. You live a long time, 14, sometimes 16 years, which means you outlast the attention span of some of the people who got you. And you notice this, and you adapt, because adapting is also something you are very good at. You go at 15, still sharp, still watching the room, still waiting to see if there's something new to learn. Number 7, the Dachshund. Your spine is a hallway that is too long for the building it's in. You were designed to go into badger dens, low, long, fearless, with a bark that functions at a volume disproportionate to your size, because you needed to be heard underground. There are no badger dens in your current life. There is a couch, a set of stairs you've been told not to use, and a backyard where you dig holes for reasons that feel urgent and are not. Your back is the central fact of your existence. 1 in 4 dachshunds will experience intervertebral disc disease, the long spine compressing, the discs bulging, the possibility of paralysis arriving without much warning. You jump off the couch anyway because you have always jumped off the couch and you are not going to stop now. At 6, your back goes. Surgery, recovery, weeks in a crate. You emerge from the crate the same dog you were before, stubborn, loud, deeply convinced that you are a large animal in a temporary situation. You make it to 14, your back holds. You spend your last year moving slowly along the baseboards of a house you have patrolled for over a decade. Still checking, still certain something requires your attention, right up until it doesn't. Number 8, the Siberian Husky. You were built for a world that most dogs will never see. 40 below, a horizon of white, a team of 12 pulling in the same direction across ice that goes on longer than seems possible. Your coat is 2 layers. Your paws have a specific fat distribution that prevents frostbite. Your metabolism can shift in ways that still aren't fully understood, dropping its rate during sustained effort to prevent you from burning out. You are an engineering solution to an extreme problem, and you are beautiful, and someone in Phoenix got you because of the eyes. You are in Phoenix. It is 107 degrees. You are inside with the air conditioning, which helps, but you were made for movement and cold and distance, and you are running laps around a backyard that is 40 feet across. You howl. This is not distress. This is communication, the same sound your ancestors made across the tundra, now aimed at a block wall in a subdivision. You need more than most people understood when they got you. The ones who figure this out take you running at 5 in the morning before the heat arrives. The ones who don't rehome you at 2. Either way, you end up somewhere. You are adaptable in the way that things built for survival are adaptable. At 13, your joints slow you down. The cold mornings are your favorite until the last one. Number 9, the Rottweiler. You are large and you are calm, and you have been misread your entire life. Your breed was used to drive cattle and pull carts in a German town that no longer needs cattle driven or carts pulled. And then you were given to police forces and personal protection clients and film productions that needed a dog that looked like a threat. You are not a threat. You are a dog that weighs 110 pounds and wants to sit on someone's feet, which you do, and which surprises people every time. You are loyal in the specific way that large guardian breeds are loyal. Not effusive, not performing it, just present, always between the people you love and the door. Children who grow up with you climb on you and you let them, and you watch them with the same steady attention you give everything. Your heart is the problem. Dilated cardiomyopathy. Your joints are also a problem. You are a big dog, and big dogs pay for their size in years. You will live 8, maybe 10, and that is the trade. At 9, your heart is enlarged and your back legs are unreliable, and you still try to sit on the feet of the person who has had you since you were 8 weeks old. They sit on the floor to make it easier for you. You put your head in their lap. This is what you were for. Number 10, the Border Collie. You do not stop. This is not a personality trait. This is a biological fact about your nervous system. You were made on hillsides in the borderlands between Scotland and England to move sheep with your eyes. A low crouch, a fixed stare, a pressure so precise you can redirect a flock of 300 with a look. The sheep are not here. The sheep have not been here. You have redirected the family's children, the family's cat, the family's house guests, and a slow-moving Roomba, and none of them respond correctly to the eye, which is frustrating. You need a job the way other animals need water. Without one, you invent one, and your invented jobs are not always welcome. You learn agility at 1 year old, and you are the fastest dog at the facility. And this is the closest thing to the hillside your life will offer, and you take it completely. You run the course so many times you have worn a path in the grass at the start line. At 11, you are slower on the course, but you still want to run it. At 13, you watch from the sideline, head low, still tracking every moving thing in the field, with the same focused intensity you were born with. The eye never stops. Your body does, eventually, but not the eye. Number 11, the Beagle. You follow your nose, and your nose goes everywhere. This is the entire story of your life, and it is not a short story. You were bred for scent tracking, rabbit mostly, in packs, across English countryside. And your nose is so good and so insistent that it overrides most other inputs, including your name, including traffic, including the very clear fact that you are now in a suburb with a fence and the rabbit smell is coming from the other side of it. You escape. This is a hobby. You are found 3 blocks away, nose down, completely absorbed, not sorry. You are also used in airports to sniff luggage and in laboratories for medical research and in family homes where you are the funniest member of the household, which you would not understand even if you were told. You bay. The bay is a sound designed to carry across open fields, and it carries very well across a 2-bedroom apartment at 3 in the morning when something outside smelled interesting. You eat whatever is available. You are sturdy and uncomplicated, and you live 12, 13, 14 years of following your nose from one interesting thing to the next, which is a life that requires no justification. You go at 13, mid-sniff essentially, still curious, still pulling towards something just out of reach. There's another animal out there living just as many different lives inside the same species, and some of those lives are considerably stranger than anything a dog has been asked to do.